where the nicknames are made up and the long shots might just pay up. This is Chronic Combat Conversation.
You know TV's on the mic, flipping names on sight. Renames every fighter, whether wrong or right. Rule with the glasses, rolling up the stash, breaking down the fights while they chase that cash. Parlays, props, dogs, long shots too. Digging in the couch, finding change for the crew. Early week breakdown, Saturday they hit. If you're betting with the boys, then you know this is it. Chronic Combat Conversations. Yeah. Light it up, place your bets, no hesitation. Chronic Combat Conversations. That's right. Green like the herb in the cash in rotation. Oh! Names get twisted, odds get lifted. Smoke clouds drifting while the picks keep shifting. TV spitting fire, brewers getting higher. Couch change quiet.
Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event with your hosts, TB Scouting MMA and
the Guru back again for the last pay-per-view of 2025. We've got UFC 323. Merab Dvalishvili taking on Peter Yan in the rematch, defending his bantamweight belt. And in the co-main event, we've got Alexandre Pantoja defending his flyweight title against Joshua Van, the surging contender. Can't be denied, or can he? Find out on the show, but before we can get into that, we have a very, very special guest. You may recognize him as 1/3 of the BTL broadcast. I mean, this guy is making money year after year, guys. Make sure you're following Dravi MMA. Dravi, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, bro? That was a good intro. You got me fired up. Yeah, I'm excited to talk this fight with you guys. It's always a good time when I come out here. So, yeah, it's a good card. Like you said, last pay-per-view of the year and last pay-per-view of the era of pay-per-view. So that's pretty big. And, yeah, we only have 2 cards left. And after that, we're going to have a big layoff. So let's enjoy those fights. And hopefully we're going to make a lot of money. So, yeah, it's a big card for me. I have I have some big money on this card. It's my biggest card of the entire year. So excited to talk with you guys, and we can find some spots together.
Wow. Well, that's what we like to hear. Pulling back that curtain a little bit for us. Because, if there's anything we love on this show, it's fights and it's money. So let's go, baby.
shout out to everybody in the chat. We are live. Dixon, appreciate your love of the music so much. And of course, all of our fun and great picks. The Dream Shake hit him. And he's here too. Thank you so much for joining us. Brandon, who else is joining Brandon live at UFC 323? Great intro.
That sounds
even
incredible.
Better picks. Yeah, pretty sick, right? I love it. So
the dream is to get to see fights one day in Las Vegas. That's the dream.
Definitely. I feel like it's got to happen at some point. And maybe we'll get there one day. But for today, you're here. You're at Triple C for Triple C Fight Week, Chronic Combat. Make sure we're live every Thursday, 8 p.m. on the dot. It never changes. Don't look at your clock right now. We've got the best bets. We've got the best guests. It's always free picks. And we bring the professionals. Like, we're getting you guys Dravy here for the UFC 323 last, one of the year, last pay-per-view ever, as long as they don't change it on us. But yeah, this is going to be sick. I can't wait. So why wait? Let's get right down to it. But hit the like button and subscribe. It costs you nothing. So we've got Merab, the Machine, Dvalishvili, minus 410 versus Pyotr, No Mercy, Yan, plus 320. And man, oh man, this is quite the flip from their first matchup where Merab came in and took Pyotr's lunch money and did not leave him any for the rest of the week. It was very messed up. He got bullied, and we all watched it on live television. Here they are in a rematch, and is Pyotr Yan coming in 100% healthy this time? I would hope so. I mean, we didn't know anything about his shoulder or anything like that in the last matchup, but dude was clearly a bit compromised. And Merab, he's just doing Merab things out there. So did Jan do anything different to prepare for this matchup? Is he going to be able to show us what the best version of Piotr Jan looks like in this fight? I'm really tempted here because the price is so wide. And yeah, we know what Merab's going to do. Like, Merab by decision is probably the Occam's razor play for this fight. But I'm very tempted by the potential of Piotr Jan. Merab's been fighting 1 billion times in a row. Very short order. I think this is about 5 times in a year plus. And I appreciate it because he's staying active as a champion. He's getting out there. He's putting on fights for the crowd. And the dude just never slows down. He's still fighting rounds like fighting rounds on the day of his championship fight. The dude's an absolute sicko and one of one. There's nobody like him. But damn it, it's just like I've been trying to find the right spot the whole way. And if I bet Jan the first matchup, right? And here we are, plus 320. What do you think we got to do here, Guru? Because I feel like I need it, man.
I mean, I feel like I just don't want any part of it at all. I mean, of course, from a money line perspective, it's Peter Yan or pass. I just wonder if the game has kind of passed Peter Yan by, if that makes any sense. I know he's only 32 and he's 2 years younger than Merab. I just don't know how much his style has continued to translate. Song Yadong, Davidson Figueiredo, and Marcus McGee. Like, there's nothing really super impressive about any of those wins or performances from him. He's still going to take rounds off. He's still going to give up takedowns. I don't expect him to finish Merab, right? Has he even had a UFC finish? Yeah, of course he has. But I mean, it's Jose Aldo late, Uriah Faber late, and then his debut, which was hilarious. So you know what I mean? Like, I would never play a spread. And I saw Pegasus post this too. And I was like, you know what? That maybe it makes sense. If you get like a high number on a spread for Peter Yan, I don't even know how that stuff works because I don't even do math. But it's just like, I feel like it's a relatively close fight. Like, can Peter Yan win 2 rounds is like more of like the gambling aspect I'd rather have on this than anything else. Because Merab by decision is minus 200, boys. Like, this fight is completely cooked. I think the only thing you can really do is go talk to grandma and take a sprinkle on Peter Yan by decision, like plus 600, because that's the fight's going the distance, and I think that's his win condition.
Dravey, what do you got going on here?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird fight. You've mentioned the first fight and the fact that, Peter Yan was minus 250 and then, he's plus 350 or something on the rematch. And yeah, I mean, Merab has done his things. He deserves his respects. Obviously, he's very good. But, even in some of those fights where he looked very good and some of them are still close fight, like he's not a good finisher himself. You've mentioned Peter Yan not being like a good finisher, but the same can be said for Merab, right? So they're both decision type fighter. And they both tend to fight close normally, right? Peter Yan normally a slow starter, and he's hard to beat in a decision more often than not, and he's very hard to finish. And Merab is also very good to beat, very hard to beat in a decision. But there's a lot of his fights that are close. Like Sean O'Malley fight was 3-2, the first one. Umar fight was 3-2. So there's a lot of these fights where it's like Corey Sandhagen, even though he beat him bad at the end and he hurt him, but like Corey won a round. So you can win a round against Merab, you can win 2 rounds against Merab, but he managed to find a way to win at least 3 out of these rounds. The thing is, with the activity you've mentioned, at some point that's going to bite him in the ass. Just look at fighters like Adesanya, Volkanovski, right? We liked them when they were champ because they were so active, but at some point they lost. I think activity was maybe part of it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
You're right.
But when you're getting older, when the weight cut's getting tougher, I think sometimes it can get to you. And Merab, I don't know if you've seen the press conference, but in his face, it looked like the weight cut is getting to him a bit, right? He looked dishydrated. He looked like he needs water. And Peter Yan, on the other hand, I think he looks to be in the best shape of his career going in. And you've mentioned the first fight, which one thing you've mentioned about the health issues and the problem Peter Yan had in that fight. I don't know if you guys saw it, but like he basically threw like 6 or 7 times his right hands in like 25 minutes of the entire fight. So he was injured. Like, I think he had potentially an injury going in, and he clearly injured himself in the fight. So, I mean, if you're trying to beat Merab and you only have one fucking hand you can use, and the guy is shooting 15 takedowns against you, I mean, good luck, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was not a great look. And I think Merab's striking looked good in that fight. And one of the reason it did was because of the calf kicks. Like, Peter Yan didn't really respect Merab's striking, and Merab beat one of his leg early on, and Peter Yan was not really comfortable after that. So I think here in this fight, what's going to change is I think Peter is going to be worried about the leg kick and check them. So, and I think he's going to have his two hands, which, you know, going to make for a better fight, because he can throw uppercuts when Merab trying to shoot, what he did with like Song Yadong and stuff like that. And to me, Peter Yan looked career best in his last fight. I know it was Marcus McGee, who's not the greatest of all time, but it looked like vintage Peter Yan, the way he was doing his combination, the way he hurt him, the way he was pressuring, the way he was unloading combination and stuff like that. So I do think he's still in this, right? He's still young. He's only 32 years old, and he's a former champion. And I think stylistically, he's very good at defending takedowns. You know, Merab took him down multiple times, but he was not able to control him. So I don't think Merab's going to control him if he get him down. And then on the feet, Peter Yan just need to pressure him a bit and do more damage, which I think he's the better striker of the two. So it is a good fight. I favor Merab, obviously, but I still think it should be way closer in terms of number. And also another thing, the first fight was in the small cage, and this one's going to be in the bigger cage, which is better for Peter Yan and worse for Merab. So yeah, all those things considered make me think this is a dog or pass situation. And yeah, I do think there's some value on Peter Yan. And if you like Merab, just play the over, because I don't think he's going to finish him. And the over price is a bit better, or at least the same of the money line. And you're getting both fighter win condition, which is probably a decision. But you know what? If one of these fighters finish, I feel like Peter Yan is catching in with something. And I think he's more likely to finish by knockout than the other way around. So yeah, I think it's going to be a close 48-47 that Merab probably win, but I do think this line on Peter Yan is silly. We never see plus 3xx on Peter Yan ever. So I do think a sprinkle, or just, you know, the spread, like you've mentioned, if you want to be a bit more safe, I think you can bet him to win a round at like Pick'em or something, which is pretty good. And you can bet him to win like 2 rounds at plus 140 or something, which is a bit more risky. But if you can bet Peter Yan to win one round at like minus 125, I think that's solid. And yeah, if you think he can win, like I think he could, like the money line, I think is solid at the current number.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I mean,
I
think that there's definitely going to be some value.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. There has to be value here, right? I mean, Peter Yan is just not, to your point, Dravey, it's like, is Peter Yan a plus 320 level fighter versus any bantamweight in the world?
No, he's
I don't.
not. Yeah.
So that says it right there. You have to play him. You have to. Like, it's you hold your nose and you have to.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I needed to hear. So I'm gonna have to do it.
We have.
Let's go.
How dumb could you look? How dumb could you look playing Peter Yan at plus 300? Honestly, like, I just don't.
We're about to find out on Saturday night. Live.
Oh, baby, that's I like to hear.
All right, we're moving on. We've got the Cannibal, Alexandre Pantoja versus Joshua the Fearless Van. He turned down my nickname of the minivan, but I thought it worked out nicely. Pantoja, he's earned his nickname for sure. Minus 238 on the Pantoja side, plus 195 for the minivan. Over 2.5 at minus 238. Man, this is going to be a very interesting fight. And the biggest questions are going to get answered when inevitably Pantoja gets a takedown. Josh Van goes to scramble and gives up his back. And that right there, we're going to know a good bit about what Josh Van's been working on in this training camp and overall since the regional scene. Because doing it against Ray Sarunia is one thing, but Pantoja is a whole different beast. And it's going to be 5 rounds. I got to go Pantoja here. Minus 238. Maybe, I mean, listen, this is parlayable if you find one other piece. I think the experience, the wrestling and grappling upside, and even if this fight stays standing, I mean, Pantoja's got some power, and you're not knocking this guy out. The body shots could provide a little bit of danger, and I get it. Van's the shiny new toy. He is a special prospect. I think this is the one where he takes another one on the chin, just like the Charles Johnson fight, and he adapts, gets better, and we see him back here in a bit, challenging for the title again in the next, couple years. But I'll be taking Alexandre Pantoja most likely by submission. I'm going to say round 1, 2, 3 would be my grandma play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of close on that. My grandma dart throw on that was the sub 234. But honestly, like maybe I'm crazy, but like the plus 140 fight goes the distance is really interesting to me. Josh Van is somebody that is tough as nails, and Pantoja, while his grappling, of course, is fantastic, 12 to 0 to the submission, right? He's mostly a rear naked choke guy. So I'm wondering if Josh Van can have been working on his jiu-jitsu and his rear naked choke defense. So there's just a lot of maybe some control time, some back takes, right? Maybe he holds him in the triangle for a bit. Maybe there's also, of course, there's going to be some boxing as well. But, I do wonder how much and often Pantoja is going to get it there. The guy is a zombie. He does love to strike. And it's been a long time since he's tasted defeat. So it's all quite interesting. Really, really one of the best matchups on the card, which I know is easy to say because it's a title fight, but that's not always the case. But yeah, I kind of like this fight to go the distance. That's kind of where I want to stake my money, if that's crazy. Is that crazy, Dravy?
I mean, it's a flyweight fight at the end of the day, but I would not be betting go the distance on that one. I'll tell you that. Fair. But I do like. I mean, Pantoja is fucking durable. So in that sense, if you think Van can survive, then maybe it makes some sense. But the thing, bro, is like you've mentioned Van, improvements and stuff like that, and I think his takedown defense got a lot better. But the thing is, man, there's a level in the grappling and BJJ, and he's still a blue belt and BJJ. And I mean, Pantoja is honestly one of the best black belt in the entire sport right now. Like his back take is elite, and no matter how good Joshua Van takedown defense is, who else takedown defense was great going into the fight against Pantoja? Kai Kara-France was like 85% takedown defense, and the difference is Kai Kara-France had proven submission defense against very good competition.
Yes,
Joshua Van does not have that.
It's so interesting. I felt better about the Kai fight, right? TV, weren't we on Pantoja by sub in that one as well?
Yeah, but like to your point, Guru, like what Dravy's saying here is that Kai Kara-France we even talked about like, oh, maybe he can survive because he does have like really good rear naked choke defense. He's been there in that position so many times and defended it. But it's like Pantoja's just fucking different. Bro. So Dravy, continue though.
Yeah. When he got it, he was like, I got you, bro. Like, there's no going back. I got you. And Kai was defending very well. He was trying his best to survive. And Pantoja got him. So the thing is, like, Pantoja get the back to everybody he's fighting. Like, literally everybody he's getting to the back. Almost 90% of the time. So he's going to get to the back at some point of Joshua Van. That's almost a guaranteed. And then after that, what's going to happen? I think there's two possibilities. One is there's just too much level, too much gap, and Van is just too young and not advanced enough in the BJJ and just get easily submitted, which is very possible. The other one is he's good enough to survive, but lose the round, right? And I tend to think the possibility of him not being able to survive against a guy like Pantoja is more probable because of how young he is and because of how cocky he actually is. Like he's saying stuff like he's going to submit Pantoja. If the fight goes to the ground, he trusts his BJJ a bit too much. He's ruling for heel hooks sometimes. He's going for takedowns when he should not really go for them, stuff like that. So I do like Joshua Van. He's one of my most profitable fighter in the entire UFC. He's made me like 13 units or something. So I like him a lot. Thing is, I wanted to get you a bet on him, but I just can't do it because on the feet, like you said, he's a really good boxer with very good volume. He goes to the body. He's going to pressure and stuff like that. There's a problem. he gets hurt a lot. He's been hurt in a lot of his fights, and Pantoja has power, and Pantoja has an iron chin. So even when they strike on the feet, the problem is like even if Van look good, he can get hurt at some point, right? And I don't think Pantoja is gonna get hurt unless he gets tired, and then the body work and everything start to add up. Van is more of a volume guy that cook you later on, so that can be a pat. But for him to cook Pantoja late, he's gonna have to survive a lot of adversity, and I'm not sure he can take the shots on the feet, and I don't think he can survive on the ground. So that's a big issue for me here in that fight. And there's also a big step up of competition for Van, like fighting a guy like Pantoja, who's one of the best in the division of all time at this point, right? So yeah, I think there's some times when you just need to put some respects on some people's names, and the market has done that with a guy like Merab at -400 now. Pantoja, he's still -2xx because of how good Joshua Van is. But if you look actually at the matchup, to me it's a bad matchup for Van, because he's gonna get taken down, or he's gonna get his back taken at some point, and it might be a wrap. But then even on the feet, where he's the best, he can still get cracked, right? And I favor him later in the fight, but he's never went 5 rounds. So what's to say after a lot of grappling and adversity in round 4 and 5, he's not a bit weighed down and tired and stuff like that, and Pantoja just get the back. Pantoja, like he fatigued, but he pushed through it. He's a fucking dog, man. So Pantoja is not gonna quit on himself. You're gonna have to hurt him badly to make him quit. So yeah, I think Pantoja is gonna finish him. Honestly, I think he's gonna get his back and submit him, but I wouldn't be shocked if you knock him out. So for me, it's Pantoja. There's a lot of different ways you can play this fight. I don't personally like the money line, but there's a lot of props you can go with. Like the under 2.5, I think is decent. Pantoja props you can look at. I wouldn't be playing the sub though. I'm gonna put it that way. Like I will be playing some round props and totals and ITD or some props like that. But I wouldn't be playing the sub because I think he can hurt him. So yeah, Joshua Van is cocky, and the way he pressure, you're gonna see. But Pantoja uppercut is pretty good. That's what Johnson got Van with when you knock him out. So I think he can get him with an uppercut, and I think he can get him with a knee up the middle when Van rushed in the pocket like Kai did. He got Kai with a very good knee up the middle. So yeah, man, I think Pantoja is gonna show levels, and I love both of these guys. It's gonna be a good fight. I can't wait to watch it. But even though he made me a ton of money and he's an underdog, it's kind of easy for me to just wanted to bet him at +200. But when I look at the matchup, it's a very hard matchup for him. If anything, if you can bet live, which I personally can't really do it because I can get down only like $300 or something. So I don't live bet personally. But if you can live bet, I do think like after round 2 and round 3, if Van is still alive and you can get him at a good price, it can be a good bet, better than a pre-bet. Pantoja is fucking aggressive in round 1, man. He's gonna go for it.
Yeah. No, great point. And the submission's +150, the finish is +120. Why get too cute?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, it's not that much better. So yeah, inside the distance.
Where is it +120?
To win inside the distance +120, DraftKings is
it's +100 or less market wide. So I think
really.
Yeah.
I do think +120 is good, honestly.
Damn, that's kind of hot. All right, 1 unit incoming.
Yeah, I really like that.
All right, fair enough. While we're doing all that, hope you guys are enjoying a little live play action on the show. Got to make sure, if you're saying we're going to miss that, we don't want to miss that. So, all right.
I don't know that we're going to miss it. I don't know that prop lines move like that, but
listen, typically if you find one book that's a bit different from the others, the one that's a bit different from the others is going to end up sliding to match it. So I like what you're thinking here, brother. All right, we've got Brandon, the Assassin Baby Moreno, +105. Tatsuro, the best. Taira, that's his new nickname. UFC approved and everything. Yeah.
That's
horrible. You heard me right. Yeah, you would have thought it's a TB nickname, right?
No.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, because I wouldn't even do that, right?
Yeah, you would.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. All right. So, anywho, in this matchup here, I mean, +105 Moreno.
I am happy. Thank you.
All right. So, just for that, Guru, what do you think about this fight?
I mean, I really like Tatsuro Taira in this spot. I feel like Brandon Moreno is, for as much as we've seen him, like he's still like relatively inconsistent. Split decisions in the Pantoja Royval fight. Beating Amir Albazi and Steven Erceg is a good, obviously, but it's not incredible. I suppose you can say the same thing about some of Tatsuro Taira's records, but what I just really like about Tatsuro is his overall athleticism, his size, and his grappling edge. I'm just not sure that Brandon Moreno has faced anybody with this type of grappling. And on the feet, while Moreno's boxing is really good. Again, I do like Tatsuru's size and range, and I really don't expect him to stay there for extremely long time. It's a really close fight he had versus Brandon Royval. I suppose they both did. So, the battle to see who is the Brandon Royval's favorite son.
Dravy, what do you got going here?
This one is a good fight, and honestly, I'm not as passionate about it than the other one we just broke down, because you can really make a case on both sides in that one, because it's lying close for a reason. And I just think Taira is the new breed. I think Taira has the grappling to expose some part of Moreno game, because Moreno, his grappling and scramble is very good, but he can be taken down. Like, he's been taken down in almost every last 8 fights. I think the last 8 fights he's had, if you don't count the Steve Erceg fight, which Steve Erceg didn't attempt a takedown, he got taken down. We know it's Taira game. Taira's gonna go for takedowns, and the difference is Taira is elite. I think he's the second best after Pantoja on the body lock takedown and grappling overall. And we saw in that fight where Pantoja was able to get to those positions, was able to scramble, was able to take Moreno down, take the back, and win rounds that way. So I think we see something similar here. I do think Taira is also more likely to improve. He's still young. Moreno is getting older, has been the best, made all of his money. So where the motivation is at this point, I don't really know. He's a good boxer. But the thing is, when you look at it, the way he closed distance, when he pressure with his boxing, I think Taira is going to clinch him, and he has a really good clinch game, actually. So I think he can have success there. And he has underrated power as well. I don't think his striking is bad. And I think his grappling is next level. So I think it's going to be the difference maker in the fight, where he take Moreno down and take his back for at least one of those 3 rounds and win a round that way. And then I'm not too sure how the other 2 rounds going to play out, but I trust him to win at least one of those rounds. So I think he wins a decision here, and I think he's going to have his opportunity to try to find a submission. Not going to predict he does, but I think the opportunity is going to be there.
Yeah, nailed it. Truly, I think Moreno's issue is that he's too happy to end up in grappling exchanges. Like you mentioned, a lot of his previous matchups, I mean, he ends up in there. And I know Taira is not necessarily the more technical fighter at this stage, but he's going to work his way into body lock positioning. And Royval and Moreno, those are 2 ships passing in the night. As we kind of saw in their last matchup, Royval is the one that has been making more improvements. He's getting more dangerous. His physique is changing in a positive way. And you just look at the physique of Taira and what's going to happen in some of these wrestling exchanges. I think we're looking at back take city here. Maybe Moreno good enough to defend the rear naked chokes and deal with the submission attempts if he's not hurt and dealing with being in a bad place from a concussion perspective. He's probably going to defend the chokes. But I think Taira, it's 1 takedown, 1 back take, and that's the round right there. I don't see what Moreno does good enough to get out of those positions if he lets it get there. And Taira, he really is that type of guy in the grappling. I'm not expecting him to do super great in the striking, but I'm not expecting him to try to spend a lot of time there, honestly.
He is the only fighter in this that's truly elite at something, right? I know Brandon Moreno is very well rounded, I feel everywhere. Whereas again, I think Taira is elite at something here.
Yeah, exactly. Moreno's fine and all. He's going to get to play with his Legos after he loses. He's going to be okay, I promise. But yeah, this is a Taira spot. We'll have the money line locked in. Make sure you're there. Uh-oh. Triple C time. We've got Henry Cejudo on the Triple C podcast. Potentially, it sounds like a retirement fight at
Former double
210.
champ.
Former double champ. Plus 210. Oh, my word. Versus T1000, Peyton Talbot. Oh, boy. Minus 258 on the Talbot side.
Can he
Gravy.
pull out his wrestling shoes? I just want to know. Can he do it? Is there any chance he can replicate a Hani Barcelos game plan?
What do you think about this one, Dravy?
Yeah, it's hard to, trust someone when he's retiring after. When your head is not really into the game, it's kind of hard for me to bet on a guy like that. Especially he's a former flyweight and he's going to be way undersized in that matchup. So he's much smaller, he's much older, he's going to be retiring. So all these things make me hesitant to bet him. But yeah, if you look at the matchup, I do think he can take him down, to answer your question. But I don't think he's going to be able to control him easy when he takes him down. And I don't think he's going to have success with wrestling over 3 rounds, right? So yeah, I think Cejudo can be competitive until like he's not. Like Talbot, pressure, pace, cardio, power. I feel like at this point it's going to be too much
Damage.
as the fight goes. Yeah, the damage and the knees as well is like one of the biggest thing for me in this fight. Is like he's going to knee him to the body. He's going to knee him to the head when he's trying to shoot. He's going to pressure him. He's going to trying to cook him later on. And I think Cejudo cardio has looked a bit regressed these days. And with the size difference, the age difference, and everything, I feel like at this point, Talbot is live to finish him. But yeah, I think he's going to win a decision after having a tough first round and winning round 2 and 3. And I think he could finish him later on as well.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think the size of Cejudo, I mean, he's given up 6 inches height, 6 inches reach. He's 11 years older, and he's been, way more inactive for longer stretches. Talbot, I mean, the dude's going to put it on you if you let him. So the things that concern me about Cejudo compared to the Barcelos fight in the question that the guru's asking is Cejudo's a wrestler, but he never really had that type of BJJ with extended control or body triangles. Like his legs are too short and stubby to get a body triangle on someone. Like you can't wrap it all the way around. So he's going to wrestle you. He'll get mat returns. He might end up in top control and landing ground and pound if the right things arise. But Talbot has shown scrambling ability and the willingness to get back up to his feet. I know Barcelos had a ton of control and success, but it took a lot of fucking attempts and continued repetitive control, rinse, repeat. He's got way better jiu-jitsu, way longer, way bigger. Talbot, huge size advantage, huge youth advantage, volume in the striking, the damage advantage. I mean, you could probably put him with Pantoja if you needed a 2-leg parlay. But if we're taking a prop, the under 2.5, could it be?
You're speaking my language. Listen, why I have been a big Henry Cejudo fan and supporter. TB will always remember the story. He did not watch UFC basically at all. We weren't even really friends at the time. And I could not stop talking about how Henry Cejudo was going to beat TJ Dillashaw. And he did, which was awesome. So that was well before I really knew that much about UFC either, to be quite honest. But I liked him in that spot. Henry Cejudo to get knocked out, plus 300. Talbot KO plus 300. The guy, right? I mean, is he not great? I mean, has he not been finishing fools before he faced, Barcelos and then a tough guy in Lima as well? How much is Cejudo committed to this or taking damage, right? Of course, I do think that this fight does go the distance at the end of the day, but I think plus 300 knockout, like it might be worth a sprinkle. Maybe I get even more aggressive and go 1-2, but don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Well, no, you were, well, it's okay. You were the last one for the breakdown, but as far as your prop goes,
what do you think?
I think more of a 2-3 because I think Cejudo's going to be at his best early. He's never been knocked out, and Talbot's a bit of a builder.
Sure. Yeah, it will be later for sure if he knocks him out.
I think that makes sense.
I don't know if it entirely happens, but at the price, it's worth the thought.
Let me pull up that 2-3 real quick.
If you're already going to grandma's house for a couple other plays, you might
Right.
as well dig around grandpa's arm.
2-3. Yeah, listen. If you thought I liked it at plus 300, what if I told you 2-3 KO is plus 600?
Yeah. That, like, listen, you could do a quarter unit there and wake over 1 unit. So you're talking my language.
Yeah, call Drake because you're talking my language.
All right. Beautiful. It's Polish Power. Jan Blachowicz, minus 125 versus Bogdan Sarovich Guskov. Or is it NoHo Hank? It could be NoHo Hank. He came dressed as like the Hitman at the press conference today. That was also pretty sick. Yeah, so anywho, we got Blachowicz here coming off of about 8-10 month layoff. 42 years old. He's going to have a very similar reach. Guskov about 1 inch taller, maybe an inch or two reach advantage for Blachowicz. But we just talked about ships passing in the night. And Guskov is getting the promotional push right now. Like, you look at the UFC Twitter and what they're talking about as far as like fighters to watch. They're like, oh, we wrote this article in the past, and the last time we did it, it was like Ilya Topuria and like 2 other guys that were really good. They're writing that about like Bogdan Guskov, Mansour Abdul Malik. Like, they're clearly, they wouldn't be upset to see him do well. And here's where it gets a little bit hairy, because I understand what happened in his debut. And I think we aren't talking enough about how much Volkan Oezdemir hurt him badly and dropped him and had him out before he goes and wraps up a submission. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, I took him down and I showed him, you know, like my high-level jiu-jitsu. No, it was a club before the sub. So Polish Power is going to need to show its face here, I think, to have a successful submission game plan. And I don't think that Jan is going to have more than 5 minutes worth of wrestling attack before he just starts slowing down. And Guskov, I think he could get him out of there before any of that happens. I'm kind of impressed with what his strikings look like in his last few matchups. I definitely thought he was a bit fraudulent coming in against Oezdemir, what I'd seen on the regional scene. And you see it pop up in the Oezdemir fight too. But, I mean, Volkan's a legitimate, you know, light heavyweight, still, you know, relatively in his prime, and a debut opponent for Guskov. Blachowicz, I think he is worse than that version of Volkan Oezdemir that Bogdan Guskov had to fight. I think he's not going to have as much cardio. He needs like a slower paced kickboxing fight to have success at this point. And Guskov's just going to try to rip his face off. Like, get in the pocket, throw hands. His kicks are actually pretty solid too. He has a ton of power. I'd be worried, you know, if this gets into like an extended wrestling and grappling match. Yeah, you're not going to be thrilled with the Guskov ticket. But that could be what makes Jan Blachowicz slow down and eventually get knocked out in round 2 and round 3. I think Guskov wins as the underdog. I think the knockout is on the table. It hasn't happened since Thiago Santos, but I think we could see it happen again here. Guskov has just got that touch right now. So we'll see how it goes. I know that there could be a lot of bad things that could happen, but this is a chance I'm willing to take. Guru.
Oh, talk to me about chances I'm willing to take. I mean, I feel like this guy, Bogdan Guskov, I mean, he's been murking fools, really, really taking care of business. His only loss in the UFC, right, is the Volkan Oezdemir fight in his debut. That's an incredible, you know, it's an incredible fight, an incredibly tough debut. So Oezdemir is somebody who I've found super legit, somebody we just took last fight as well, and felt pretty good about that. Anybody that would be like, oh, you know, Jan Blachowicz survived versus Carlos Olberg, why can't he survive here? I just feel like Carlos Olberg is like way more like fight avoidant and way more safe. Whereas Bogdan is going to go for it. He's a guy that has 0 wins by decision in his career and has only lost 1 decision. And he's got 15 KOs, 11 of them in round 1. The guy really likes to go for it and go for it early. Of his 18 finishes, 17, so that's wins, by the way. So of his 18 wins, 17 wins are in round 1 and round 2. And you're telling me the round 1, round 2 prop, I can get it plus 210? Yeah, exactly. TB likes where I'm going with this. So Bogdan Guskov, round 1, round 2. Don't even have to pick a method. Plus 210. And I would imagine that this round 1, round 2 KO grouping is really not even that much better. Yeah, it's only plus 2. It's only plus 270. So I'll take plus 210. Sounds great.
Dravy, are we talking your language? Or are you gonna have to put us back in line?
I fear we're gonna have to disagree a bit on this one, boys.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, I can understand. Obviously, Jan is older, and I just gave a speech about, Cejudo being older and stuff like that. The difference with Jan is I think his head is still in the game. He's went to Vegas 2 weeks earlier to acclimate. And basically, if you look into his losses in his last couple fights, it's all against like champion or former champions, and he's fighting close against all of them, right? I've not really seen any regression in his game. He's way better defensively than Guskov. He's a better grappler than Guskov. He has way more weapons on the feet. I think he's going to beat up his legs badly. I think the calf kick's going to be big. And Guskov pressure, and he has big power with his boxing, but he's reckless, and I think Jan can catch him. I do think Guskov, he can hurt him, like you said. He can maybe hurt him early and finish him. That's probably how he wins. But I think Jan can maybe wash him on the ground. I think he can knock him out on the feet. And he's just way more proven against 15 minutes. He's way better defensively, way more technical. So I favor Jan by all 3 minutes, 0 KO submission on decision. Even though he's older, like if it was 37 years old Jan Blachowicz, I would cap him at minus 250, minus 300. Now he's 42, but I have not really seen regression, but I still need to try to cap that. Because at this stage, he's not gonna keep looking good and good and good every fight. But that's light heavyweight. So, light heavyweight and heavyweight, we know people are still good at this age sometimes, especially when a fighter is the caliber of fighter like a former champion like Blachowicz is. So I still cap him a favorite here. I still think like 65% is fine. Even if I decline 10% because of his age and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think it's Blachowicz here. I think you're close to pick him. It's a good bet, honestly. But I think the under makes sense as well because I can see a Guskov KO. I can see a Blachowicz KO. I can see a Blachowicz submission. And if they go to distance, I favor Jan, though. That's for sure.
All right. Fair enough. We have some dissension.
We need to because it's going to be boring if we don't. So that's
exactly.
Okay,
I like it. All right. And we're moving on. Well, before we do so, make sure, listen, if you guys haven't already, I can give you a pass this one time. But if we circle back and you still haven't thrown a like, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's on you. It costs you nothing. We have a great time. It's every single week that we got fights. We're giving you a great guest. We got the best bets we can get you, and it's always free. Listen, if you want to go overboard, if you want to be crazy, we've had plenty of great friends that have donated to the show in the past. You could be one of those friends too. But at the very least, hit the like and subscribe. So without further ado, let's get moving here. We've got KGD, Grant Dawson, minus 218 versus Manuel El Loco Torres, plus 180. Oh boy. I mean, I've got some questions going into this fight, and I think we're going to get some answers. I'll leave it here for the chat. Anyone want to tell me the last time Grant Dawson really faced like an explosive striker, like a highly athletic, explosive striker? Has there been a time?
I think it's been a long time if you did, because not recently at least.
I can't recall like what. Like, I mean, if you go way back in his career, it seems like he constantly gets guys that are grapplers or wrestlers primarily. What, Demiraz Magulov? No way, right? Manuel Torres. I mean, this guy, I'm sorry, like if he's not, okay, sue me, right? But this guy's got to be on all the best stuff that there is. I mean, he is just an absolute freak athletically. The issues come in, right? Like Ignacio Bahamondes, that guy should probably be up another weight class given his size. He hits him a few times, gets him hurt. It's desperation, it's danger. And Torres is like shooting and getting subbed, right? But in this matchup here, like Dawson's going to be the one that's going to need to navigate the danger and the distance because this guy's got no striking. There's no functional anything on the feet. He hasn't ever had been tested there. Like what, Ricky Glenn? and look how that one went by round 3. If you're trying to wrestle around Manuel Torres, you're probably going to, like, if you're shooting single legs, you're probably getting hammer fists, right? If you're shooting double legs, you probably got to look out for this guy to probably, like shoot his hips back explosively. I know Chris Duncan ends up in a little bit of an advantageous position, immediately reverse and just like treated like a little man. Grant Dawson, he's a big dude. He's strong. He's a great grappler, but it's Manuel Torres, and it's Manuel Torres by round 1, round 2 knockout, or Guru, tell them the other thing that could happen here, because if not, TB will be sad, but how else could this fight play out for the people?
I mean, it would be a Manuel Torres round 1 knockout, no?
Or if it's not that.
Oh, well, I mean, listen, there's a couple different things. I mean, Grant Dawson could just be a positional TKO or a sub in round 2, round 3, or he could just be a wet blanket for a decision. Like, I don't really think that happens, but how funny is it that a Grant Dawson fight is plus 330 to go the distance? It's like, do we even know who's fighting? So, I mean, I get it. I really do. So, I just think it's quite interesting. So, yeah, I think you just kind of sprinkle it on rounds here. That's the way I would play this fight.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's a good fight. Honestly, it's kind of hard to call because I can see Torres just knocking him out badly in round 1. The question is, if he does. The question is like, if he does not, then what? That's the issue because his cardio is not great. He's a first round fighter, all explosivity, and when he throw everything into his shots, right? So a guy like Dawson, who's smart and a really good wrestler, a really good grappler, he's gonna try to time his takedowns into Torres' big shots, and if he gets him down, he's gonna try to take his back, ground and pound him, and I think the levels on the ground is massive, and the cardio difference is gigantic at the end of the day. So I feel like if Dawson survive like 3 or 4 minutes, he's probably -4, -500 here. So that's the issue I have on the Torres side. But if Torres win, I think it's a first round knockout. So I like that prop if you like that side. And even the under makes sense. Like I can see Dawson finishing late round 1, early round 2, late round 2, in round 3. Like I can see a lot of finishing equity in this fight. I feel like it's under 1.5 is decent to me, honestly. I can see either guy finishing. So yeah, Dawson is a smart guy. He's gonna go to the ground. And I don't think Torres is just going to accept bottom position. And when you try to get back up, he's going to give up his back. And I feel like that can be a wrap. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I think you truly have to hurt Manuel Torres to get him submitted and in a bad position. I don't think
if he's tired after 4 or 5 minutes, I mean, Dawson's going to have his way with him. Like he's a massive guy, and you can see in some of his fight after like 3-4 minutes the way he started fatigue. Dawson like build into fights and he uses cardio as a weapon. So if he doesn't finish him like in 4 minutes, I feel like he's cooked, absolutely cooked. So that's
respectable.
And Dawson is a damn good wrestler. So even though like Torres is bigger and stronger, like Dawson's gonna hit him with those single leg takedown and body lock. He's gonna go to a double leg. He's gonna shoot a couple times. So he's a. I feel like there's levels here in the like wrestling and grappling aspect. So even though, like, for example, if I fight a guy, I'm doing some BJJ, some wrestling, I'm good at it. I'm a smaller guy, but if I go with like a bigger guy than me, but I'm way better at wrestling or better at BJJ, I'm going to take him down anyway, even though he's much bigger and much stronger than me. And if I'm on the ground and I'm a way better grappler, even though he's stronger, I'm going to be able to use my weight at the right place and, control him and stuff like that. And I think Dawson is one of the best in the division to do that. So, and it's not like he's going to try to swing in the pocket with this dude, he knows what he's good at. And his chin is definitely a bit suspect. So I'm watching his face in the picture and look like a guy that might get knocked out. So it is scary if you want to bet him, but look at the picture you put on him. It's like, yeah, I know the KO is coming, bro. And he's saying like, I'm going to wrestle this dude for 15 minutes. And Torres is looking at him like, yeah, bro, I'm going to knock you dead. But
Yeah.
it's a good fight because like one of the guys said in the comment, one of these guys going to look like a massive favorite. Like we're either going to see like Torres knocking him out and be like, oh yeah, of course, like he got knocked out by Bobby Green, so of course Torres is knocking him out. And then we're either going to see Dawson beating his ass badly, looking like -1,000, and be like, yeah, of course Torres is not on that level, right? Dawson is 11-1 in the UFC, what we're talking about, right? But yeah, I feel like it's one of those fights. So I like violence in those type of fight normally, because when a guy looks like a big favorite, win or lose, like it causes for a lot of volatility, but a lot of violence as well in those type of matchup.
I like it. I like it. You're thinking the right way here. It's going to be a fun one. All right. Oh, man. And it's like the same thing, back to back. What a fight. We got T-Rex, Terrence McKinney versus Chris the Problem Duncan. -148 for Duncan, +124 for McKinney. Just can I run back? You guys want to rewind a little bit? And that's basically it's some of my analysis. Maybe it's not as much the wrestle grappling control and more of like volume from striking and ability to land damage over 15 minutes for Duncan that accumulates as McKinney slows down. But it's like the same story as the Torres fight. And once again, here I am saying that I think T-Rex comes out here and just lays the hammer on Chris Duncan's face. Like, Chris Duncan has been fighting guys that
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, I'm just telling you, he's gonna pull it out on national television. This is before they go to Paramount, so he's allowed to do whatever he wants on ESPN Plus. Yeah, ultimately, I mean, McKinney, the people that he struggled with have been able to deal with him in the early going and survive and persevere. And like, I know Duncan has done that against some competition recently, but I think McKinney's best path here would actually be to strike in the first round. I wouldn't want him to go for a takedown and try to sub him if he's not hurt. Like, this guy's been working out of back take positions with Grant Dawson and all these ATT guys to prepare for McKinney takes me down early while he's fresh and tries to choke me out from the back. If I could control the controller, right, is like, yo, Terrence, throw piss missiles at his face for like 3 minutes, and you're probably knocking him down and getting him out of there. Then you can go for the sub if he's not fully out. It's just difficult. That's where I could see, like, hey, if McKinney's just wrestling, he doesn't get the sub. Round two's coming around. They start. McKinney looks like a shit version of himself, and he's dead before round three starts. That's totally a thing that could happen. So I'll take McKinney, and I'll take McKinney round one, round two. The most hilarious thing, Guru, I don't know if you were going to bring it up, but I'm not going to say anything. Like, what do you think about this fight?
What do I think is
I don't know. You texted me some funny stuff. Like, not that it was like high probability, but if McKinney's not winning round one, round two, it would be hilarious.
I mean, if you're watching Media Day, he called himself to be Terrence Magomedov, right? And he's gonna go for the decision. and listen, you're talking my language at plus like 950 to go to the distance and plus 2,000 Terrence McKinney by WrestleFuck decision. But honestly, the truth is I think that Terrence McKinney can absolutely finish Chris Duncan here. He is explosive. He is athletic. He should have. He's got this absurd, freakish strength and grappling and explosiveness, especially early. And Chris Duncan, while the guy has just been absolutely incredible in the UFC, you have seen him get murked by the likes of Manuel Torres, which is fair, and you've also seen him supposed to lose versus Charlie Campbell. I'll never forget that fight for as long as I live. Fight was insane. He got knocked out 3 times. Yeah. And then he put Charlie Campbell out clean. So, yeah, and not for nothing, if you guys remember, you really go back in there, he did get knocked out by the one and only Slava Claus as well. So he is not afraid to get knocked out, and I definitely think that there's a sizable chance that happens here. Dravy baby.
Thank you. Good.
Yeah, again, super volatile fight. I think the under 1.5 is -350 for a reason. It's probably still value, honestly. McKinney's faster, like you said, he's faster on the feet and he has power, so he can knock him out early. He can maybe take his backs and submit him, but the problem with him is like if he doesn't do it in 3 minutes, he's cooked, man. I mean, Duncan has one of the best guillotine in the division. McKinney might try to shoot, especially if he gets fatigued. So we can, if he gets into that guillotine and he's tired, that's going to be a wrap. And on the feet, Duncan can crack. He's a dog. So way more cardio, way more toughness when the goings get tough. So I think Duncan should be a favorite because of all those reasons. But it could also be a fight where McKinney knocks him out in round 1 in a minute and make it look easy. So yeah, but if he does not do that, like if he doesn't finish him in 3 minutes, he's probably cooked. So I feel like McKinney round one KO under 1.5 all makes sense. On the Duncan side, I feel like he can finish in round 1. But if it goes into round 2, he's gonna finish him. I can guarantee you that. So yeah, good fight. Excited to watch this one as a fan. I love it, but someone's going down. I think that's probably McKinney, honestly.
Ooh. Fair enough. Yeah, it's going to be a banger of a fight, though. I think it's guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be sick. I can't wait. All right. We're moving on. We've got Macy, the future barber. We're going to need some updated photo shoots, UFC. You're missing something new she added to her repertoire. Versus Karini Killa Silva at +164. Oh, baby. Guru, anything speaking to you?
I mean, I feel like the dog is kind of calling my name here, right? I'm not exactly sure why Macy Barber's favorite at this juncture. She hasn't fought in forever, like a really long time at this point, well over a year. Health issues, weight cut issues, seizure issues, enhancement issues. I'm not exactly sure what to expect from her at all. And Karine Silva, while obviously having a tough outing versus Viviane Araújo, definitely bounced back versus Diane Barbosa. So I think that she should have a decent grappling advantage here. Why not? Why not try to take Macy Barber down? So, and I think it's decent on the feet. I do think Macy's probably the better, boxer, but it wasn't too long ago that I forgot who Macy Barber was fighting, but she was just fucking throwing strikes from 100 miles away. It was just not even close. I forget who that was against, but I'll never forget those memes. So, yeah, give me a dog shot. Why not? It's a chick fight anyway. Could be close. Where were you when you realized that LeBron just broke his 10-point streak at 1,297 games?
I was here with you where you forgot to pass the microphone to anybody.
Well, I stopped talking.
Dravey, what do you think about this fight?
Yeah, it's a good fight, honestly. And I know people on Karine Silva, people are having a lot of issues and talking about Barber health issues all weeks and stuff like that. I mean, I get it. Like, it's obviously not great, but what's to say she's not going to be healthy and 100% going into this fight? Like, obviously you don't like to see those types of things. I'm not talking about the boobs. I'm talking about, the other things about her, that health that she has, right? With what I've seen on Instagram and on TikTok, I've watched her training session and all of this, and she looked great. She's in great shape. She looks to be very serious going back into the cage. So yeah, I'm gonna assume she's healthy. And if she's healthy, she's going to beat Karine Silva ass. Let me tell you that. Like, the difference here in hardware and cardio and pace is insane, man. I mean, Barber is a motherfucker to deal with, man, in round 2 and 3 especially. And Karine Silva is bad in round 3, and she doesn't like adversity. And when things are not going her way, she pull guard and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen in this fight. So listen to this, right? In round 1, Karine Silva is going to take her down with the body lock takedown up against the fence with like a trip takedown or something. She's going to get a couple minutes of control, and Macy Barber going to get back up at the end of round 1 and then strike a bit, right? But Karine Silva is going to win round 1. In round 2, she's not going to be able to take her down because in the middle of the cage, she's going to fail takedowns because her open mat wrestling suck. She needs to go against the fence to take her down. and she's going to fail in round 2 in the middle of the cage because she's not going to be comfortable with the pace. Macy's going to start to put it on her in round 2 and win round 2. And then in round 3, she's still not going to be able to take her down. And Macy Barber is going to put it on her. And Karine Silva is going to pull guard, right? And Macy Barber is not going to give a damn about her BJJ. She's going to get on top of her and pound her out with those big elbows and knock her out in round 3. So that's the breakdown. Macy Barber, round 3. Put your money on it. She's going to get a finish this weekend. She's only 27 years old, man. When you talk about a layoff and health issues, if a fighter is on a 6-fight win streak at 27 years old and taking a step down in competition against a girl that has, poor volume on the feet, poor cardio, and I feel like she's going to take the door in round 3. Macy, if she get on top with those ground and pound, she's nasty with them. And she fought girls like that before. Jillian Robertson, she knocked her out. Amanda Ribas, she knocks her out as well. So, yeah, I think she's going to get a KO this weekend and remind people.
Can I offer you a prop that I've settled on for the fight doesn't go the distance?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good because I actually think Karine Silva could maybe submit her in round 1. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think she could. And I think Barber in round 2 and 3 is very live to finish the fight.
Beautiful. And that's all the time I'll take for the breakdown of this fight, because something tells me, women's flyweight with a couple high-level finishers, they're underpricing the under. So I got to get in on it. And I'm just going to pass on the money line perspective because Barber, maybe she is the rightful favorite. Maybe Silva can pull a rabbit out of the hat, right? But I'll take that under for sure.
You guys have definitely both titillated me for sure.
He's titillated to the max. That's why I brought up the Macy Barber picture, not only for her health concerns, but just to show the enhancements. All right, we've got the Black Wolf, Nazim Sadikov, plus 114 versus the Smile Killer, Faris Ziam, minus 135. Oh boy, I mean, I'm gonna be straight up here. I think we've got a dog versus not as much of a dog in this matchup. Now, Ziam, he might be like a slightly more technical point fighter. He may be slightly improving his wrestling and grappling to an extent, but the eyes can't unsee what they have seen in multiple matchups. And say like Nazim Sadikov isn't actively using his wrestling. Okay, fair enough. But like Claudio Paez, like double leg, like absolute lifting and slamming onto his back. Matt Frivola getting a takedown, getting into a fully mounted guillotine attempt early in round 1. Like Ziam you could just manhandle this guy. And it's up to you if you're going to lose pace and slow down, because he is kind of big. He's a big dude. But Mike Davis was fucking huffing paint before he went in and fought him. That was not, and he had Lyme's disease. He's fighting ticks. He's fighting fucking Saudi Arabia fresh paint jobs. Like, Mike Davis was fighting a lot more than Faris Ziam that day. So I don't even give him that much credit, but we did bet Faris Ziam in that fight. So I'll happily take it, right? But Sadikov's not going to pull guard here. This dude's going to try to rip your face off for 15 minutes. And he might do it at a slow pace, but that's his end goal. He wants to hurt you. He wants to damage you. And as you see in the Nicholas Mota fight, like, just bring it on, baby. Let's have a real fight out here. You're not getting Sadikov out of there. Your one hope is to just kind of control him and mitigate his ability to fight and get off damaging shots. Like Evan Elder kind of gave you the blueprint, right? And even he can't quite get out of there scot-free. Ziam, I don't trust his fortitude. I don't trust his ability to finish a fight here. This is not a fully washed Frivola, and I love Matt Frivola, but that was not the best version of Matt Frivola. It was not the best version of Mike Davis. We're getting the best version of Nazim Sadikov coming out of a camp where, guess what? He's boys with Matt Frivola. So he's going to have a game plan. We saw Frivola have a lot of early success. I think Sadikov gets out running early this time, and I think he keeps up the pace. I'll take a dog shot. I'd also consider the fight doesn't go. Instead of taking him inside the distance, it's a solid plus money. What if Ziam pulls off a knee or something? But yeah, give me the dog and give me inside the distance. Guru, what are you thinking?
We're on the same side here. I definitely like Nazim. I think he's the more dangerous fighter. Yes, Faris Ziam is a good kickboxer. and he's shown some well-rounded skills in his last few fights. But I just think that Nazim does have that X factor right now, which is just how bad and how he wants to win and how violent he is, right? Nazim, Faraz, these guys, for as interesting as their names are like a little similar with the Z's. Very funny. Faraz Ziem, is somebody who is taking a long, generally not finishing people. It was in his first bonus ever in the UFC was the Matt Frevola fight, where it was really cruising, and Frevola puts himself in a really bad spot. Whereas Nazim has had whatever it is, 6 UFC fights, 5 UFC fights, and 3 bonuses. So the guy's really exciting. So I definitely think he's the one that really does make this matchup quite exciting. So yeah, I'm not exactly sold on Faraz Ziem's ability to win this fight at a large clip. I don't really see the damage coming from his side. So give me some Nazim here at dog money. What do we think, Travy?
Yeah, I agree with you guys on this one. And it's a fight where I'm like, I like Ziem in general, but Nazim is the type of guy where you love to bet a guy like him as an underdog. He's a dog. He's going to fight for your money. He's going to try to do everything he can to win. And you can watch his tapes and be like, oh, yeah, he does this wrong. He loses this round. He can do this bad and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, all of these fights, he's won, basically. He's a winner. He's a finisher. He's a dog. And Ziem is a very good fighter. He's like a pretty striker, technical, good minute winner. But we have a matchup here where Ziem is a better technical striker. He's a better minute winner. And we have Nazim, who's going to be pressuring, who has more power, who has more moments upside. And I think he's more likely to finish the fight. So in a fight like that, I'm going to ride with the underdog. I'm going to take some Nazim Sadikov.
Okay.
Love it.
I love it. Yeah, Guru, is that a two unit Johnny there?
I was almost thinking 2.5, but yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, he just got his hair done. Oh my God.
I just got my hair done.
All right. Oh, baby. Speaking of getting his hair done, we've got the beautiful Marvin, the Italian dream of Vittori, versus a Bruno, the Hulk of Ferreira. This one, we got to pass it off to Dravy first. Give us a proper breakdown for this matchup, my friend. I know who you got here, but what do you got here?
Yeah, another weird matchmaking in a way, because we have a guy in Vittori who's Iron Chin, never been finished, right? But is not a good finisher. But he has elite durability, not great finishing skills. We have Ferreira, who's a very good finisher, who's finishing everybody, who's never won the distance. So who's going to win here, right? So yeah, on one hand, you have to factor the fact that Vittori's been fighting the best of the best, top 5, top 10 guys for the longest, and now he's fighting a top 25 guys in Ferreira, a guy who's much smaller than him, a guy that I think he can take him down, a guy that I think he can out cardio, a guy that I think he can out strike and out volume as the fight goes. But yeah, round 1's going to be dangerous. Vittori is hittable and Ferreira packs some power, but Ferreira is at the end of the day, he's low volume. He might crack Vittori, but even if he cracks him, Vittori has elite recovery. So yeah, he looks to be declining Vittori, but people forget, but he broke his nose in round 1 against Brendan Allen, right? In like 2 minutes of the fight, he broke his nose. So that changed the fight. And the Dolidze fight, he didn't look great, but it was after 2 years layoff and a shoulder injury. So I do think here he has a way better matchup in his hands. I think he's going to take down Ferreira when Ferreira is fresh. And Ferreira, after 7 minutes, he's going to be tired. And I think Vittori is going to take him down again. And if you can get out cardio and break and finish late by a guy like Abus Magomedov, who's a gasser and a quitter himself, I think Vittori, with his cardio, with his pace, he can put it on Ferreira late. And we've seen Vittori finish people with rear naked choke before. I know it's been a long time. But if I think he can get on top, and I think Ferreira is going to be tired, he's going to do more mistakes. And I think Vittori can maybe take his back, and he's not finishing guys, but if you look at the guys he's actually fighting, a lot of them are fucking good and also fucking durable. So now he's fighting a guy who's getting finished every time he loses, who's much smarter and who's not on the same level of those other guys. So I think Vettori is actually live for finish here, but I have to favor him in a decision. So what I did here, I played Vettori. I got him at plus 100 for me and my members. Now he's a pick him. I still think it's great. That's what I've posted on Twitter. I cap him minus 150. I think slight favorite makes sense. And I played the sub 2, the sub 3 here. Little sprinkle. Why? Because I think he's going to take him down. I think the takedown's going to be free, honestly. And when he does, and Ferreira is tired later in the fight, I think the submission is going to be there if he wants it. Can he get it? I'm not too sure because he's not a great finisher. But considering the big step down in competition, considering Ferreira being undersized, having cardio issues, and been finishing all of his losses, I think it's live. So yeah, Vettori for me here, and I think he's live for a late submission.
I mean, you don't have to tell me to go ask grandma to play a plus 800. I think it would be absolutely hilarious, but I do think it's possible. This is a fight that I was originally like, immediately, Bruno Ferreira, for sure. Gonna knock him out. And I'm like, wait a minute. He can't knock him out. You can't knock out Marvin Vettori. And his cardio suspect.
And also, bro, sorry to interrupt you.
No,
but
please. I
if
did
we
it 6
put
times.
just some context into the guys he actually knocked out, I'm gonna give you the names, right?
Please
And
do.
I can, Dustin Stolfus, it was a spinning elbow, right? It was a crazy thing. Shit happened, right? It was a good knockout, but he was getting work in that fight, remember? But it was a good knockout. I'll give him that. But not the same level of fighter whatsoever. Phil Oz was, chinny,
Glass.
as we know, has
Glass
been knocked
chin.
out multiple times. And then he knocks out RoboCop, was a good fighter. That's a great win. That was a nice knockout. But, RoboCop, he doesn't move his head. His striking defense is bad. And he's been KO'd 4 times, right? Phil Hawes, he's been KO'd 5 times. So when these guys loses, they normally get knocked out. And then he didn't knock out Rizoboyev. He didn't knock out Abus Magomedov. He didn't knock out Armen Petrosyan. He didn't knock out Jason McVeigh. So yeah, some of those fights he got a home bar. That's not gonna happen here. I can tell you that. So I just think you're going into Jackson McVeigh to Marvin Vettori. Just the difference in levels is not the same, man. And even the Petrosyan fight, he was losing until he won, right? And he's good in round 1. This guy normally he's a good finisher in round 1, but you know what? He lost round 1 against Petrosyan. He lost round 1 against Abus Magomedov. He got knocked out in round 1 against Rizoboyev. So he doesn't always win round 1. And then if that finish doesn't come, if that big moment doesn't come, he's kind of fucked. So that's why I'm like, Vettori is gonna be there. He's gonna be there for all 15 minutes, even though he's been hurt before. He also hurt Jared Cannonier in round 1. People forget that he hurt Cannonier bad in round 1. So yeah, he can hurt guys. I know that his power is not great, but he's gonna put on a shit ton of volume. And Ferreira is not gonna throw like 250 strikes like Brendan Allen did. But you can continue, bro. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I mean that's basically my breakdown. I mean, again, I originally was like gut on Bruno, but I was like, no, I don't. I actually don't think he can finish him. I don't, and I think that Marvin's going to pick up a pace, and he could even finish him. So yeah, I mean, round 3 Marvin Vettori at plus 2,000 is also really freaking interesting, man. So gotta go Marvin here. I played 2.5 units minus 110.
I'm starving for some Marvin.
I do love that.
Where did you get that? What were you doing?
Where did I get that?
Where did you put it?
Oh, geez, you don't want to know. I bet that on formerly ESPN.
Wow, and it's definitely non-existent at this moment, right? You definitely put the cuck chair out in the hotel room next to the bed.
Okay. I'm sorry. You can get minus 115. I apologize.
How dare you? How dare you?
How dare I?
That is egregious behavior.
It's not like I'm Dravy with plus 100 over here. Make sure you're paying to get over his plays over there.
Yeah, no, he's doing pretty good. I like that.
I should start charging you for my plays.
All right, listen, Junior. He's
I never had the makings of an awesome athlete.
Thank you, Uncle June out here with scouting MMA.
I don't exactly look like Uncle June anymore, Pops.
No, you're it's a whole new guy. What is going on here? Maybe he does have the makings of a varsity athlete. Shady, where are you at? All right, we got Junior Edson Barbosa, not Junior Guru, plus 250 versus the Tarantula, the return, the unretirement of Jalen Turner, minus 310. Oh, God, I'm so scared. But, I mean, realistically, I know Edson has survived against a lot of people recently, and he's, like, gotten hurt. He's come, he's, like, still surviving it. Jalen Turner's going to get him out of there. That's just ultimately what I see happening more often than not. Like, Turner, round 1, round 2 finish. You could probably even say round 1. This dude just hits different. He's also got the submission game to follow you to the mat and finish it there. And Barbosa's not like, I don't know. He's all right, but he's seen better days. He just can't take a hit anymore, and I think Turner actually will get him out of there.
Has he seen better days? You can never really tell. Anyway, yeah. I mean, honestly, like, I kind of would just only play Jalen Turner like round 1, I think. Do you really want any piece of him if he's not finishing this guy? I don't trust his heart. So he should be able to put Edson away on sheer power, if I'm just being honest. Poor Edson. But what if he's just tentative or doesn't want to be violent anymore because of Bobby Green? So I just yeah, I don't know, because round 1, round 2 is minus 135, and I don't love that. So I'd kind of just rather take the round 1 sprinkle, I think. What do you think, Dravy?
Yeah, this one I'm not gonna waste too much time. I think Turner's gonna fuck him up. We've seen Barbosa hurt in a lot of his last fights, and you know what? Some of these fights he got hurt, and it was against smaller guys at 145 who doesn't have as much power, like Leron Murphy, like Sodiq Yusuf, right? Even against a Jocker close-up at 155. So for me, Barbosa at this stage is wash. His durability is done, and he's been surviving. But now they're giving him one of the biggest guy at lightweight and one of the most dangerous guys at lightweight. One of the guy that's finishing everybody that he's fighting. And Turner will hit different, like you said. So Turner is going to crack him and he's going to hurt him. And then is he going to knock him out or submit him? That's the question, because he got Chikadze when he hurt Barbosa. He was rolling for a choke. He almost got it, but he doesn't know BJJ. If Turner hurt him, he can club and sub him if Barbosa is still alive. He's really good at that. But I'm going to predict him to knock him out. I think that's going to happen early in round 1. But yeah, don't play the KO, though. Let me tell you that. Don't play the KO here. Play round 1 if you want. Play round 1 or round 2 if you want. Play under 1.5 if you want, but it can be a KO or a submission for Turner, but I'm going to go for a KO. I think he does it early, but just please don't play the KO. You're going to be so frustrated when he knocks him down and just submit him. If that can happen for sure.
Yeah, I like that. Don't get too picky. Just it's going to happen early.
It's not about being picky. It's about being fucking greedy. Don't be greedy.
All right, sorry. I apologize. All right. It's Rudy.
We get greedy.
I know. You're right. It's Rudy minus 192. Ivo Baranuski versus Ibo Aslan, the last Ottoman. The last time he fought, I mean, that was one of the worst fights in UFC history. Right up there with Denzel Freeman and
we just got booked for another fight.
Yeah, they're throwing him to the Hokit Wolves. Like, they're literally sending him to his MAGA graveyard. Unfortunately, Hokit is gonna like do some stuff and then say some stuff, and it's gonna be sketchy. But Evo in this fight, Evo, not Ebo. Rudy, I think he's gonna have a lot of success here. He's got a judo background, his extensive amateur record to go along with his undefeated UFC record. He's probably got the advantage of this fight, heads to the mat, and I think his hands are going to stand up in the exchanges. Ebo, his only chance, like, it's a knockout or bust. So if you feel like you want Ebo Aslan in your life, that's a decision you have to make at this stage, but I would recommend by knockout. Evo, I think he could get it done kind of any which way. Like, staring contest, I think he throws more volume. Ground and pound, sneaky submission, knockout on the feet like his contenders fight. I can see it all. So let's go Evo here. Evo. Let's go, Rudy Baranowski. This guy's gonna win, but in his debut at minus 192, be careful. Tread carefully. What do you got going on here, Mr. Guru? Do you have anything confident or
No, nothing confident, but what I would do if I was doing anything, I would just be a round one sprinkler kind of guy. So I would go, I mean, you could probably, I wonder what fight to end in round one in general is. That's just kind of interesting. But Evo round one plus 170. I'm like, sure, why not? That's his win
Damn.
condition.
oh Lord. He has a few decisions in his amateur circuit.
Yeah, but he also has 7 round one finishes in his pro circuit.
Fair enough. Evo, good night. What do you think, Travey?
Yeah, again, volatile fight on this one. I think Baranowski is the better fighter. Again, he's a judo black belt. He's really good on the ground, good ground and pound and stuff like that. And Ivo Aslan is very bad on the ground. Let's just put it simple. Ivo Baranowski is going to take him down, and when he does, he's probably going to smash him. And if it's on the feet, I think they can both die. Like, they both have power. Ivo Aslan maybe better with the ends, some calf kick, but Ivo Baranowski has some power. He can crack him as well. Aslan is hittable. He's there to be cracked. They both have suspect cardio. I know Aslan is more proven, but I know for a fact he's bad in a sense. And Iwo is less proven, but I think he can be good for the division. So I see this pretty like similar to the E1 Kutulaba fight that Ibo Aslan had, where I think Iwo is going to take him down, use his judo trip or blast double leg up the middle and ground and pound either to a submission or just ground and pound TKO. And if it's on the feet, he could also bunk him. So yeah, maybe if you want to take Iwo, I think it's a decent side, or the under 1.5 is also not bad. I feel like they're going to go at it. And yeah.
Sorry, Dravey, just so everybody knows, like, I mean, if I'm looking at this correctly over on Pickett, I mean, we're getting plus 170 round one Evo on Bet365, where it's plus 135 on FanDuel, plus 125 on DraftKings, and pick them on MGM. I mean, I think plus 170 is not going to be there for very long.
Take me to church.
I think it's good, honestly. Like, I think more often than not, he's going to do it in round one.
Yeah, and at plus 170, when I think market wide it's going to be closer to pick 'em, I absolutely want a taste of that.
Yeah, we're placing some live bets on the show today, people. I hope you're getting in on the action. Because bam, there goes another one. All right, beautiful. I mean, we're slaughtering the game today, people. I hope you're following along because we're cashing big with Dravey this week.
That is the mission.
Oh,
I hope
and
so, bro. You don't
I've
want to
got
know
the
how
answer.
much money I have down on this card.
I do want to know. You tell us all.
You could probably cover my student loans with what you bet on this card.
I have $30,000.
All right, so you're not covering my student loans. Sorry, but no, that's a lot of money.
You got half of mine.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the answer. It's Mansour Abdul Malik versus Malvado Antonio Tricoli. Yeah. I mean, the question here is Mansour Abdul Malik the subject of a fight-fixing investigation for going cruising to over 1.5 where he absolutely shouldn't be? That's the real question here. So I'm a little bit scared because if I'm asking the question, the answer should be Mansour round one, but it should be under 0.5 rounds. It should be maybe fight to end in 60 seconds, right? Like whenever Mansour Abdul Malik decides I'm going to go for it, that's when it'll happen.
Yeah, but why not just take the chance on the over 1.5? They did it again. Like, why not? But like, why? Fine, then why not take a chance to start round 2?
Because he's under investigation now, so he's
definitely not under investigation. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying to you, in his last 3 fights, right? In his last 3 or 4 fights, 3 of them have gone over. No, so. Yeah. Why not?
Him and Jason Herzog are going to have a lot to answer for.
The only person he finished was
Dusko.
I mean, the only person he did finished under was Dusko, and didn't he bust his knee up?
Yes,
So,
but
was
I
that
mean,
that fight?
Tricoli did just get subbed by Trayshawn Gore in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, but that's Trayshawn Gore's move.
Yeah, but all right. So
He
I don't
doesn't.
know. I feel like I'm
Mansour
passing.
doesn't have that in his game.
I'm passing here. I think
I-
Antonio could die whenever he wants to.
Yeah, he definitely could.
Dravy, what are
I
you
definitely
doing?
don't.
Anything
I
here?
don't need much. Yeah, I don't need money on this fight, but I would take if I had to play something, I would take a shot at the over.
Good news, you don't have to.
You know what? It's like the only fight, one of the only fight on the card I don't have action on, and I don't care
Yes.
about it because this Malik guy is he's a weird guy to me, man. He's a good athlete, big power, but you can see that he's still green in MMA and still learning on the job, which is normal with the only amount of fights that he has. And Chukoli, at the end of the day, he's probably gonna be retiring after that. He's a poker player now, so he's not really serious into the game, but he's not like Chinny or anything like that. So that's kind of weird to me. But Malik is just very low volume, but if he gets on top, he has a nasty ground and pound. I think he's gonna knock him out, man. I really do. Which round it's gonna be, I'm not sure. If anything, I would take a poke on Malik round 2 KO, but yeah, I'm gonna pass on it. I think it goes under, honestly, but I'm passing.
Yeah, that's my sentiments exactly. I'm good on it. All right,
But he did say he liked round 2, which means fight to start round 2 with cash, which means I'm a fucking genius. I'm a lyrical genius.
This guy's giving me a headache. This is I envision sadness and lost money. We've got
I'm not gonna do it.
Muhammadjan Naimov, the Hillman.
Muhammadjan.
One of the most hardest hitting safeties in the league. Plus 210 versus Myron the Legend Santos, minus 258. Guru, why don't you go ahead? What do you think?
I do think that, I think this fight goes to the distance at a very high clip. I don't think that Marion Santos is knocking out Naimov. But I think that this fight is like closer than the line says, if that makes any sense. And I feel like the stats kind of even show that as well. Like, he's not like overwhelmingly better than him anywhere that justifies this minus 300 price tag. So I just really just don't see it that way at all. And if I do think that this fight's going the distance, that means that there's 3 judges that their opinions are the only ones that matters, and they're not watching the fucking fight, right? So why not take a chance on Naimov by decision at like plus 400? It's plus, yeah, it's like Santos decisions plus 100, mind you. Naimov decision, plus 490, nearly plus 500 over on FanDuel. So I really think that sprinkle is absolutely worth something when in a fight that will go the distance in my mind.
All right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me because if the fight really is projected to go the distance that often, like Naimov isn't necessarily like a bad minute winner or anything. Like he had a terrible fight against Anglin on Contenders. The Lima fight, he gassed out so badly. So that was, he's up and then he's dead. Like it wasn't good. But then the Nathaniel Wood fight, like that dude is good. And he proved like there's one thing about Mr. Naimov, Muhammadjan, like he's willing to cheat to get where he needs to go. And against Bogdan Grad, it was like, I can fight to a high IQ game plan. So at plus 210, man, titillated. All right, Dravy, what are you thinking about this one?
I think Santos is gonna finish him and make a statement, bro. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't have anything super strong here.
Yeah, he's too much of a sniper, bro. Like he's too much of a sniper. I think there's levels in the striking here. Santos is way better on the feet. He has power. He's precise. And Naimov is going to try to grapple here. I can tell you that. He's going to try to grapple. Santos is hard to grapple. He's hard to hold down. And Naimov doesn't have much from top position. So he's going to tire out again, man. He's going to tire out again. And he's going to get finished later on. Santos is at Fighting Nerds now. Looks to be locked in. He's still young, still improving. And yeah, I think he's gonna stop him this weekend. I think he's gonna make a statement. He's gonna hurt him with calf kick as well. He hurt everybody with those calf kicks. And Naimov's gonna try to shoot when he gets tired, and when Santos make him work and not hold him down, I don't think Naimov is gonna be able to deal with him on the feet. He's gonna get hurt. He's gonna shoot sloppy takedowns, and he's gonna get finished. Santos is a sniper, man. He really is. So I think he's legit. People kind of sleeping on him, but I know Naimov looked to be interesting at these prices, but yeah, I don't think he's gonna do it.
Damn.
Yeah.
But for what it's worth,
Killing my vibe.
If he wins, I do think it's a decision, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
At
let's
least
go.
I'm gonna give you that one.
I agree. It would be interesting. He could be the first person to ever knock out Naimov, which, by the way, what is that price? Plus 370. So what you're telling me is I could talk to grandma twice, have a lot of fun, and still make money.
You might be able to. Let's go take a trip to grandma's together right after this. We're gonna go down. She's gonna make us some cookies. I'll distract her. You dig through the couch, then you distract her. I'll dig through grandpa's armchair. And next thing you know, we're playing some crazy props.
Next thing you know, we got 30 grand on UFC.
Let's go. But no, seriously, guys, thank you so much, everyone, for joining the show. Like, we come out here, have such a fun time every week. And this is honestly, like, we love this shit, man. So listen, I think it's egregious that we don't have 1,000 subscribers already, but hey, listen, it's all part of the process, and we don't do this for number counts or money or anything like that. But it would be nice, right? Like, how about you help the boys out? Give a little love. Be like all the awesome people in the chat. Throw a like, subscribe. If you're crazy, throw a few dollars. But like, listen, in this economy, I wouldn't blame you if you don't. So make sure you guys are doing the right thing and follow all the boys. And before we pass it off to the guru to do the right thing and close out the show a proper way, Dravey, what do you got to say to the people? Where can they find you?
Hey, boys, it was a blast. We did it in an hour and 30 minutes, so I feel like it's a perfect time. So, yeah, thanks for having me. Again, really good card. Looking forward to it. So I hope we find some good bets together. I hope we're going to make money. And, yeah, so make sure you're subscribing to these guys, putting, fun content every week with good guests. Always fun watching your videos and stuff like that. So keep going. Keep working. Your content is always good. On my end, you can find me on Beat the Line Broadcast, where we're also trying to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We're only 25 subs away, so if you can go, give me a favor. Don't go follow me on Twitter or anything like that. I don't care about it. Go on YouTube, Beat the Line Broadcast. Follow us on YouTube. It's me, Peg, and Key. We go live every single week. I've not missed one single card in the entire year. Broke it down every single year. I'm going to be back next week with another special guest. So make sure you're subscribing. We want to get that fucking 1K, and we're going to get it. So help us out, and we're going to help you make money in the meantime. So yeah, thanks for having me again, boys, and I hope we crush it this week. I've went big. I don't always big. I normally have like maybe half of what I have this week on cards. So it's a bigger week for me. It's my biggest of the entire year. So I really like the card. I think we're going to see a lot of violence. I think we're going to see a lot of good fights. And I hope we all cash on it. So let's get it.
Love it. Seriously, Dravey, thank you so much for your time, man. We really, really appreciate it. We appreciate your sharp plays and love when you come on, man. So we'll be sure to have you back. And again, anytime you need us on BTL, let us know. We're down to pull up. So
right,
guys,
sure, bro.
make sure you're following my unbelievable co-host, TB Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Instagram, Pickett, Tapology, and Bet MMA. You can follow me, the Guru Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Instagram, Pickett, Verdict, Tapology, and Bet MMA. Guys, just one more left for the rest of the year. My goodness. We're back in the Apex. Somehow they put that incredible card in the fucking Apex. Don't even get me started. But hopefully Paramount will take care of that bullshit. Should be incredible. We'll have a very special guest. Be there or be square. Love you guys. Be safe out there. Let's make some money.